Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob here once again with another video, and today we're going to be doing the DVD movie review of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which was released sometime back. Now I thought it was released in December, so it's a few months ago. I'm not sure exactly if it was December, but yeah, it's a few months ago, and it's just been released on DVD about a week or so ago in the UK. Now, see, it comes from the very well known and successful Sonic the Hedgehog computer game franchise, which is, very, very popular, and there's been, so many games of Sonic. I've played quite a few of them. I can't think exactly how many games, but there's been quite a few. But yeah, everyone knows about Sonic. I'm sure everyone's played at least one Sonic game in their time. But yeah, very iconic in the game franchise, and then obviously they made it eventually into film. I think it's quite late when they started making the Sonic films. You would have thought it would have been, because Sonic's like sort of old now, what, 30, 40 years old, how old it is. You would have thought that they would have made Sonic films a lot sooner. But yeah, it wasn't like years later. I don't know when the first Sonic came out. I know the second one was 2022. I don't know if the first one was like 2019 or whatever it was. But it seemed to be quite late. Maybe they just didn't have the right storyline for it. But yeah, years and years later, made it into films, which is quite good, and I was quite excited to see it in the character, it being in films, because I used to like the games when I was younger, and I always liked Sonic, and I thought, yeah, I was quite excited to see it. I thought the first two were quite good. Now I didn't see this at the cinema, I only just see it once on DVD so far, and probably see it quite a few times after that. Now, just showing you the images and photos on the DVD. Now, the cast is James Marsden, I believe it is. I did actually see the cast that was in this, and sometimes if I forget, I'll usually look to see the names on the back, but they're in such small sort of blue writing. I could just about. I mean, I've got bad eyes as it is. Like I'm short-sighted. But yeah, it's quite bad blue writing. I can barely just see the names. I think sometimes if it's white, you can see it, but they've used sort of like a blue that's so small and very, very difficult to see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure James Marsden. I actually didn't think it was James Marsden because he looks way different than what he did in the other films. I was thinking to myself, is that same guy that was in the other previous films? And it seems to be, but he looks totally different. I don't know whether he's put on weight or if he's had any work done, but yeah, it doesn't look like him. And he doesn't seem to. He sort of seems to just be in this. He doesn't sort of seem to play any sort of major roles. He sort of did more in the first couple, I felt, or at least in the first, where he's sort of like more involved. In this, he just seems to be in it. Doesn't seem to really do much. As far as I know, it just seems to be sort of in it. Yeah, and everyone just looked at him, I thought, is that the same guy that was in the first couple? And apparently it is, but yeah, I don't know. As I said, maybe he's had work done or put on weight, I don't know. But anyway, Jim Carrey is back in it again, as he is in the first couple of Sonic films. He's playing Dr. Robotnik's again, so he's back in that. Keanu Reeves does the voiceover for the villain in this, the Shadow, which is obviously the evil, sort of like almost an evil version of Sonic. He looks like Sonic, but it's like sort of an evil version called the Shadow, and Keanu Reeves does the voice over for him. I can't think who else is in it, but those are the three main ones: Keanu Reeves, Jim Carrey, and James Marlon. It's quite a good cast, I'd say. I can't think of the other names in this. I apologise for that, but said I did look previously. I know the main cast. The other cast. I think the love interest of James Marden, or his partner or wife, I think she's been in the other couple of Sonic films. I can't think of her name. But yeah, those are the three sort of main ones. Anyway, James Marsden, Jim Carrey, and Keanu Reeves, and a few others. As I said, I can't see the names, and I can't remember what they're called. But anyway. Now, going on to the plot. A bit complicated, but I'll try and sum it up as best as I can. Basically, the Shadow, which is the villain in this, or at least he starts off as a villain, basically he's sort of an alien version of Sonic, and then crashed on Earth or something, and then Dr. Robotnik's or his grandfather sort of captured him to do experiments on him or something. Yeah, captured him, and then he escapes because it sort of, when it starts, it sort of goes back to the story of him. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, he captures him. I think his name's Gerard. I think he's the grandfather of Dr. Robotnik's. Anyway, he captures him, does experiments on him, and then Shadow escapes. He forms a relationship with Gerard's granddaughter, I think it is, or daughter, called Maria. Forms sort of like a friendship with her. I think that she helps him escape, but they end up escaping. I think, I can't remember if they lived together or something. It was sort of like, it's years and years later. Anyway, he manages to escape. I think Maria gets killed. Something. Yeah, I think she ends up getting killed. And anyway, so this is like years of that happens, and it's like years and years later. I find out about the Shadow wanting to capture this key card, which is sort of supposed to be for this machine, which is like a laser that's supposed to destroy any location on Earth or something. So he's supposed to be going after this key card, and then Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are supposed to go after him and stop him from getting this key card. And yeah, so they're trying to stop him getting this key card. I think he managed to get the key card, and then I think he's working with Dr. Robotnik's grandfather, and he's trying to get the key card for him so he can. Because I think he wants. I think the whole idea is for him. He wants to get revenge of Maria getting killed. So Shadow is obviously trying to get the key card for him. I think he obtains it after Sonic fails to get it. I think that Gerard manages to get it. Now, what's interesting in this is that the Dr. Robotnik's is actually I wouldn't say he was a hero, but he's good in this. He actually ends up working with Sonic to go against his grandfather Gerard. But then there's bits where they're sort of trying to form a relationship and trying to be together, which is a bit confusing because even though Gerard is trying to get something to take over the world or destroy the world, you see they're trying to have a relationship together. Whether he just doesn't know that what Gerard is planning or whatever. Anyway, going back to Shadow gets the key card. I thought that Shadow was working with Gerard, but unless he was working on his own to get the key card. But anyway, he's trying to get the key card. Sonic tries to get it back, but fails. I think Gerard ends up getting the key card and then trying to destroy like locations on Earth, whatever. Then Sonic eventually persuades Shadow that he's not, you know, he says to him, you know, you're not really a bad person. Well, I say person, he's actually a hedgehog. But he tries to say to him, you know, I think you are not as bad. You know, he tries to make him realise that he's all right and good. And then I think he eventually convinces him that he's good. And then Shadows, you know, joins with Sonic. And then, but by the time they do that, Jared has already obtained the key card and is trying to already planning up. I don't know if he starts destroying places on Earth, or yeah, I think he starts doing that. So he obviously obtains that key card, and then once they realise, you know, I think Shadow realises what he's done. He, as I said, joins forces with Sonic, and they sort of, he says to him, you know, about the key card and what how bad it is, and then Shadow realises it's an awful thing, and he realises, you know, he's not bad really, and then he joins forces with Sonic, also joining forces with Dr. Robotnik's, and then they just join forces and try and stop Gerard from destroying places on Earth. And I think that's the main gist of it. I think there's a few other things going on as well. I don't know if it's like double crossing or whatever. But that's sort of like the main gist. As I said, Shadow starts off bad, tries to get the key card, ends up getting the key card to Gerard. He tries to destroy the world. Then Sonic convinces Shadow that he's actually a good hedgehog and not too, you know, not really bad. Joins forces with Sonic and Dr. Robotnik's to try and stop Gerard from destroying places on Earth. I think that's mainly the gist of it. I think because I said Gerard is out for revenge because of the death of Maria or whatever. So I think that's the main gist of it. It is quite complicated, but you sort of get what's going on when you watch it. So that's the main plot. I hope I try to explain it as well as I can. I mean, I did feel quite confused when I was watching it, but I did sort of get it. But when you try and explain it, it's a bit difficult. But yeah, that's the main plot. I think when I was watching this, I was thinking, like a lot of these films or the other Sonic films, they're definitely fun. They're definitely family movies. So they're definitely great for family. They're fun and enjoyable. You sort of get that fun fact. Although I will say that being like family and sort of more to a sort of younger audience, because it is rated PG, I'll probably say the violence maybe sometimes borderline over the top, because if they're trying to do something that's like this, it's, I don't know, it's sort of, the thing is with PGs, it's sort of supposed to be directed families to sort of a younger audience, but I don't know, sometimes the level of violence is sort of like maybe borderline, where it's, sometimes it may be too much, where it should be a little less, but it's sort of like sort of almost borderline, where it's sort of, it's violent, but it's not too violent. But I always think, violence is violence, whether it be, you know, hardcore bloody violence or a bit of violence, it's got violence in it. So should that really be something that should be a PG? Maybe it should be rated a 12 because it contains, you know, it's got action at the end of the day where people are getting attacked or whatever. So yeah, I mean, if a kid of 5 watching this, I think it's probably the violence and action is a bit too much. So I would say, it probably shouldn't be a PG, to be honest. Probably should be a 12, if I'm being honest. I mean, you'd think, Sonic would be suitable, but yeah, I don't know. It's questionable. It's got violence in the end of the day, so all right, maybe thinking Sonic is suitable for younger audiences, but well, yeah, Sonic, but it's got violence, so should be, you know, not that young people watching it. If there was no violence in it and it was just Sonic and they were just like all happy singing songs and dancing or whatever and no violence, yeah, anyone could have watched it. But yeah, but anyway, that's my opinion. As I said, this is fun, definitely enjoyable. Uh, would I go as far to say better than the last two? I think the first and the second one, uh, probably I think I like better. Um, and I think I prefer when Dr. Robotnik's is sort of playing that evil villain, trying to capture Sonic or kill him or whatever, rather than supposed to being goody. I don't think that role suits him. Certainly felt a bit strange him being an ally rather than evil, because in the games, as far as I know, he was always evil. So him being an ally in this, I don't think really works. I know it was maybe just perhaps a one-off, but yeah, it don't really work. I don't think. So I think I prefer him in the other couple, where he's the villain, as is well known for in the games. Uh, so there's that. Action-wise, I thought pretty good, pretty epic. As I said, I think I'm still going towards maybe one and two. Um, I think story-wise, I did get it. It's a bit complicated here and there with some people like being good 1 minute and then not the next, and then sort of a few people being good and then like sort of double crossing going on. So I think it's a bit confusing, but sort of do get it eventually when it all sort of comes together. Um, yeah, so action pretty good, story a bit complicated, but you get it. Prefer Dr. Robotnik's to be evil rather than an ally, because that's what I know him for in the games and the other films. Yeah. Let's talk about the good and bad. Good being, I think, the time, which I speak a lot of when I'm doing the reviews. The time's pretty good. I don't think it needed to be longer. I don't think it needed to be short. I think the time was pretty good on this. Like sort of like 1 hour, 35 minutes, 140, sort of around that time. So I think the time's pretty good. Said action pretty good. Storyline a bit complicated, but you sort of get it. Cast pretty good, having Keanu Reeves in there, and as I said, Jim Carrey and James Marsden back again. Pretty good. That's another positive. Introducing Shadow again, another characters. If they like, one thing is good about these films is that you can't say that they're sort of the same, because they keep introducing new characters. Like got the first one with Sonic, Dr. Robotnik. The second one introduced Tails and Knuckles, and then the third one introducing Shadow. So yeah, they keep evolving it, keep changing up the story, keep adding the new characters from the game. So yeah, pretty good. It's not the same as if some movies are quite similar where they sort of the same old characters, but this, yeah, it's sort of evolving and coming together. And then they are planning on making a fourth film, so be interested to see where that goes and introducing new characters, I guess. So there is that. Uh, I can't think of any sort of bad things. I don't think there's any problem with the time. I don't think there's any problem with the action. I don't think there's any problem with the storyline. Cast, I don't think there's any sort of issue there. Yes, I can't think of anything much that's wrong with it really, other than me just saying that maybe I prefer the other two, the first and the second one. But I don't think really that's a sort of a negative thing. That's just my opinion. Uh, yeah, I think overall pretty good. Maybe I'd say, I mean, I'd go far as to say this is maybe not perfect, but maybe like, I don't know, maybe a 7 or 8 on this. Some of the stuff I say, I think the last couple of reviews have been not that great. Like I've got 6 and 5 out of 10, but this I'd go far as say 7 or 8 out of 10. I think it's quite good. And yeah, as I said, story bit complicated, but you get it. Introducing new characters and keeping the franchise like fresh and evolving. Yeah, certainly more positive, good things than bad. But bad, I can't really think of much, other than the fact, as I said, I prefer Dr. Robotnik's evil rather than an ally. But yeah, not much of that rather than that. Good vote, as I said, definitely a 7 or 8 out of 10. I'd say, to go far as to say maybe perfect. But yeah, definitely 7 or 8. But yeah, I definitely would recommend it if you haven't seen it already. So guys, that's going to be my review of this. Sorry if it's too long. Feel free to skip any bits. And yeah, that's going to be my review on this, guys. So guys, I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye for now. See you soon. Take care.